I think for the viewers, I think the first thing that would be important for everyone to understand is just kind of give us a little bit of a background check as far as like who you are and some of the names of your family, what kind of job you have, things of that nature.
Yeah, my name's Greg. I'm from Ohio. My wife Lisa and I, we've got 3 children. Grant is a sophomore to be at the University of Dayton. Drew is a ingoing freshman at Youngstown State, and our daughter Rachel is a sophomore in high school. I am a school teacher, a high school teacher, and my wife Lisa is an accountant.
Cool. Well, I think it's important, and the reason why we're doing this is just to really get a good idea of, before we started working together, Greg, what were some of the biggest concerns that you and Lisa had, pertaining to college for the kids, for Grant and all the way down to Rachel? What were some of the biggest concerns that you guys had as it pertained to college?
Well, we started 529 plans way back when, but finally when Grant got in high school, we came to the realization that the cost of school was going to far outweigh what we had set aside, and we got very scared. To be real honest, we got real paranoid and scared, and it kind of all of a sudden we realized that the time is almost upon us, and here we are. What are we going to do for the money? Want to send these kids to a good, reputable school, get a good education, and it was Lisa and I's intent all the way through was to pay for the kids' schooling. Both her parents and my parents paid. We didn't have any loans or anything that we had to pay back. So when at the end, when they got out of school, we wanted them to have a clean, fresh start. And we sat there and realized that with the small amount of money we had set aside, it wasn't going to be good enough.
Right, and so many families are in that particular situation, Greg. At what point did you and Lisa say, let's see if we can get some help with this? I mean, I know you heard us speak and came to one of the workshops that we put on, and then actually came in for the free consult. But at what point was it that you guys said, hey, this is something we need to dive into?
We went to the Pickerington Library to watch one of your presentations, and at that point we were open to pretty much any and all suggestions, any kind of help. And after the free consultation, the light went on that this was something that we needed to sit down and explore further, and look at what options were out there.
Right, and that's when we met, and that's when we decided to kind of conjoin our families together, if you will. And I know I'm glad we did. As we began to work together and we started talking about the different intricacies of college, how much did you feel in your guys' mind the total bill was going to be for college?
Well, that was something totally unknown, really. We're very fortunate to have 3 good, intelligent, smart kids, get pretty good grades, and that was the big question mark is how much is it going to cost? But again, going back to before, we knew that the cost was going to far exceed what we had set aside.
Right, and for so many people, I mean, they just either underestimate that, or even in your situation, you guys had saved some money.
Right.
But even for the brightest of students, a lot of families find out there's going to be a bill, and and that's important to plan for. And we did do that, and we helped with that. But at what point did you guys feel like there was a light at the end of the tunnel, or meaning that you could start to see how college could be paid for without spending your life savings, and making sure that these dreams and wants that you wanted for your kids were going to come true?
Well, as you know, Ryan, having worked with us, I'm a very conservative person with my money, and the nice thing about working with you, I thought, was that you let us establish our goals, and to say here's what we want to do, and then Lisa and I had the goals. We laid those out to you, and then the 3 of us worked on the plan of how to get there. Right. And there was never any big push on your part. It wasn't the pushy used car salesman type of thing. We worked together on it. That was the great thing, I thought, to come up with a plan after it wasn't the first time, and as you know, it took 3 or 4 times
Sure.
of us sitting down and you laying out, here's the kind of the X's and the O's of how we're going to get there, to convince Lisa and I, more so me, but to convince Lisa and I that here's how we're going to do this,
Sure.
or here's the best way in your opinion. And it was after that 3rd or 4th meeting that the light bulb went on, and hey, we can do this, and it's going to work out for the best for everybody.
That's awesome, man. And I feel the same way. If you could just tell some of our viewers, what would you guys say? Because we offer a lot of different things for families, and the financial game plan is absolutely one of the most important aspects. But what do you think some of your favorite parts of the services that we have provided for you has been, in addition to the financial game plan?
Obviously, the peace of mind, the game, putting that game plan in place is the biggest thing. But having that peace of mind that we now have this instrument to get to where we want to be. We've got that means to get to kids through the University of Dayton, through Youngstown State, wherever Rachel chooses to go.
Right.
We've got the means to do that and not break our bank at the same
Sure,
time.
sure.
Be able to do it in the proper way, to invest and so forth, so that the dividend is going to pay off.
What about some of the other services we provide, some of the other ancillary things that we provide as far as the counseling and the kids? Have those been beneficial to you?
Yeah, the whole college planning network, that has been very beneficial. And maybe I shouldn't say this, but I dreaded, as a school teacher, I've heard the horror stories about filling out the FAFSA, and I still don't know how to fill out the FAFSA, because the network does that for us. So that the teleconferencing that goes on to be able to share information and stories through the network has just been great. And the best, maybe the best thing, is just the personal touch. Ryan is just an outstanding person to work with. Much like he puts his family and his faith first, and just that personal touch, it's unbeatable.
Well, I think just really in summary, if you could, there's a lot of families out there that are feeling the same way that you have been and that you are right now. And if you could recommend to a family who's struggling to figure out how to get their kids through college or into the right college, or just alleviate some time from them, all the way down to how they're going to finance one of the biggest things in their lifetime, i.e. a college education, what are some things that you would recommend to other families out there that are listening to you today?
Number one, I would don't shut any doors. Don't think that there's anything out there that's out of the realm of possibility. Dream big, and that's what these people are here for, is to help you attain those goals. And again, sometimes you got to think outside the box a little bit. I know I had to, and let these people work for you, and the sky's the limit for your kids.
Awesome. Thank you, Greg. I really appreciate it so much, man.
My pleasure.
All right.